Welcome, everybody, to Rick and Kelly's Real Housewives of Orange County recap of episode 5, season 17. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
We're going to be joined by some of our VIPs from our Rick and Kelly show on Patreon coming up to share their thoughts about this week's episode. They helped us quite a bit.
They did.
We also have some ratings news coming up, and Kelly's going to weigh in on the Kyle and Mauricio split. But first, I just wanted to get your reaction to this week's show.
Oh, see, we're in the war zone.
I did want to get like a quick recap, a reaction to just like a one line to tonight's show.
Of a one line?
Yeah.
Of tonight's show?
Yeah.
Inauthentic.
Inauthentic.
Bullies and not real.
Okay. I would have to agree. This and every recap is brought to you by Tequila Commissariat, the world's best tequila. And I have a very special bottle here. Our buddy Frankie brought some tequila over this week for our rooftop July 4th barbecue. This is Commissariat Tequila Extra Añejo. It's 7 years, 11 months. Guess how much this bottle costs?
I already know, $1,000.
$1,000 retail for this. Now, I don't expect a lot of you to go out and spend $1,000 on a bottle of tequila, but
no, it is fantastic, though.
These are very reasonably priced. Would you like to hold that? And we have exciting news because you can get your very own Tequila Commissariat, which is amazing, award-winning, truly fantastic tequila at 10% off using the discount code RickandKelly10 at tequilacommissariat.com.
It's so good.
10% off. It'll be delivered right to your door.
I'm afraid to open this up.
Peter, Heather's McDonald's husband, wanted me to open it. And I said, I'm saving it for a special occasion. He goes, how about when you come out to the desert and stay at our house?
Yes, Peter.
I was like, nah, it's not special enough.
Peter's a hoot.
We did drink a bunch of Commissariat for our party, which was a lot of fun. It does go down so smooth, and it is so amazing. So anyway, that's enough about Tequila Commissariat. We hope you'll give it a shot, because it is worth a shot. Multiple shots.
Hey, enough about me. Let's talk about you. So what do you think about me?
I think you're fantastic.
Thank you.
Before we get to the show, maybe you want to weigh in on the Mauricio and Kyle split?
So I want to know how come the paparazzi were not after this. Okay, apparently, allegedly, she's been having this like girl affair for
2 years.
Yes, matching tattoos. You know, Kyle, I've always liked Kyle. She grew up Catholic, like me. She grew up Catholic. Mm-hmm. She married Mauricio. He's Jewish. She converted, for her husband. When you're Jewish, it's against the law to get tattoos.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. Jews are not supposed to get tattoos. Partly, I think, because they were inked by the Nazis for the Holocaust. And it was a shameful thing where they had numbers, etched into their skin.
I don't think that's why. I think it's like Catholics. You don't mark your body. Period.
So Catholics aren't supposed to get tattoos either?
No. You're not supposed to mark your body.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, anyway, back to the breakup.
So I just think this girl, this Kyle Richards is a little confused. Okay? Now come after me because I said she's confused. You're not allowed to say that word. But I believe that she is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. My girlfriend is in the real estate business, and she knows Mauricio, and she was actually selling LA. It was before Millionaire Matchmaker. She was on the first show so she knows everything. Uh-huh. She last night told me that she knows the girl that he's been having an affair with, some 20-year-olds that he's just banging in the office. She knows. I'm like, how come this wasn't in how come the paparazzi followed us?
Yeah.
And I never paid for that because I'm too cheap. So are you. And I'm like,
I'm not cheap.
I am.
I'm not going to pay for paparazzi, but I'm not cheap.
Okay, well, I am. And, we can both be cheap. It's okay. We save our money. It's all right. So anyways, I was like, why, how come no one knew about this? How come there was no news or inkling of Mauricio banging like a screen door in a hurricane to 11-year-olds.
Okay, that's Kelly's
My rant.
quick take on that. If you want more, check out our Daily Smash every day here on our YouTube channel. And we're going to talk about it more on the Smash. I did want to mention last week's ratings for episode 4 were 781,000 viewers, a 0.24 demo.
But, you know, I think there is something to be said about people going to Peacock and doing streaming the next day.
Okay, Andy. Really?
No, I think that's what I do. No, I don't know. I mean, it was, when I was on, it was a million.
Well, that's what I was going to say next. I got all the ratings for your last season, which was season 15. Your average was over a million.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Your season 15 average was 1.035 million per show. The next season that you were off, the season average was 850,000. And they hit season lows, all-time lows, I think 4 or 5 times. And this season, they're in the 7s, 3 out of 4 episodes. So they're averaging apparently high 7s right now.
Hey, Andy Cohen, how's that shake-up for you? Where's that ban that everybody went against me? That you said that everyone's going to ban the show because of me, huh? Who's that?
The boycott?
Yeah, the boycott?
That didn't happen?
Huh? Well, where is that, Andy Cohen?
The ratings are bad. Now, I understand what you're saying, that more people now are watching streaming or they're watching the next day, whatever. But the only numbers we can compare to are the live numbers from previous seasons.
Right.
That's all they give us.
Right. That's what we're comparing it to.
Right. It's apples to apples.
Right.
Or oranges to oranges. So the ratings have been bad because the show kind of sucks. So we sat down with...
Because they have weak players.
Right. Was it hard to watch?
No, not really.
No?
I watched it.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard to watch.
Well, we watched with 9 or 10 of our VIPs. We have a lot more VIPs on our Rick and Kelly show, but 10 were able to join us. And we watched the show together, and then we all critiqued it together.
I think 10 is perfect.
Yeah.
So I think it would be too much if it was like we have on Sunday Zooms. It would be hard to get.
Yeah, we have 20, 25 sometimes on Sundays. That's a lot. So here are the highlights from our recap with our VIPs. Let's start with Virginia Fairway.
You know
Just
what
like a high level.
kept playing over in my head was, does anybody there own a mirror? Because the outfits and the looks and the eyelashes were just horrible. And especially Tamara. That Tamara, that look in the confessional with the red outfit and the hair, nobody has a mirror. And then and the other thing that goes through my mind is Andy Cohen has gotten rich over pitting grown women against each other. And nobody seems to have a problem with it. It's just way too over the top. It's not even believable.
Beth?
Yes. I'm not a good poker player. I'm just sorry. Because everything Mary was saying. No, I think the big thing, that trip sounded miserable. By the way, I looked up the trip. I looked it up, and there's actually a housewife experience. I'm like, no, thank you. For $450 a night. She complained, what's her name? Heather was complaining, her kids were going to college, poor me, whatever. Like, you would need the distraction, whatever. Anyways, Jen, I actually like Jen. I like Jen more every time. That I don't care how she got together with that guy. That's not important to me. But how many times do we have to have the conversation about Tamara and Shannon and their friendship? Like it's the horse is dead.
Shit, by the way.
Absolutely. You can tell it's not genuine. The stars of the show were Kaylee and Cecily. And you might wonder, who are those people? They were the ladies that were helping them cook. And also, I actually liked Emily and Shane's little piece. So what, 5 minutes of the show?
it was pretty awful. The best thing was just like being here with you to tell you how bad it was. Gary's comment was, Tamara is a trashy hoe. And I have a condensed comment of Heather, just all in general. She's pathetic. It just goes to show no matter how much money you have, like evil and pathetic is just all the way through.
I felt like I was watching The Desperate Housewives, not the OC. I mean, it was, I want to see architectural porn. I want to see like the extravagant lifestyles. I want to live vicariously through them and see their fabulous lives. And it's just none of that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like watching Teen Mom. Vanessa.
I feel like there's too much attention to Tamara and Shannon. It's the same stuff. I want more attention on Taylor and Jen. Like, I feel like they're not getting like enough airtime. They're not giving them the chance for their characters to develop. I'm with Beth. I don't care how she met Ryan. And honestly, the stuff that Tamara exposed, I think she just wanted to like tell the whole world that some younger guy wanted to, if it's even true. That was all about Tamara. It wasn't about exposing him. It was about, look at me, because that's, I thought that was
why
that
nobody
was
comments on Gina. If I would have been there, I would have said, Gina,
who are you?
Guy. You moved 3 kids into your house while you were married, by the way.
Yep.
Shut the F up. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you judging this? Like, worry about your own house. Like, no one says that.
Well, I agreed with some of the other people. Like at the end with Heather, I was like, I actually agreed with her. Gina probably shouldn't call. I forget his name. Whatever. Yeah. So I did agree with that, but she's just
have a job
to me. Like, I would not have fun with her at all on a girls' trip because she is so like tightly wound up. Like, she just does not have fun. And then when she sees Shannon and Tamara, rolling around on the floor, then it's like, did you see like when Heather got on top of Tamara, like trying to, I think she's jealous of their relationship. So she's trying to like force, I don't know. And I think Gina's making way too big of a deal out of this thing with Jen. Like, poor Jen is just sitting there taking all the stuff, like Gina being all upset, and it's like making it about her. And it's just like, I think it probably brings up memories of her own marriage that she had failed in, and it's just bringing up bad memories for her, and she's taking it out on Jen. It's like, it's Jen's business. Like, she didn't know what was going on with Jen's marriage and stuff. So it's like, don't judge her. You don't know what's going on.
Well, first of all, I would have said, Gina, you put your husband in this position. You called these kids. He's trying to raise his kids. You guys moved together. You got on this stupid show. They got in a fight. This would have never have happened if you weren't on this show. So I don't know where Gina comes off on her high horse thinking that she's holier than thou. And no one calls Gina doesn't have a storyline, so she has to make it about everybody else. And make it because she doesn't have shit.
That's exactly what she's doing.
She doesn't have anything. She doesn't have a husband that's got a great career. She has nothing.
But her ex, though, she's still trying to defend him, and she's still trying to get him out of trouble. So I feel like she's doing this, talking about Jen, right? She's talking about Jen to detract from what's really going on with her.
I don't know.
That's just
why would the women put Jen on the spot like that?
I think it's mean.
That's so mean. It's
so
like
mean. Bullying. They're bullying her.
Well, that's her history. That's her history. It doesn't affect anything.
Does Andy Cohen really think this makes good for good TV to be?
No, it's terrible.
Like this, who fostered a child? Like, she's got a good heart, obviously. Like,
no, she has a lot of kids. I mean, and unlike Bronwyn, who has a lot of kids, she's actually not putting her kids front and center.
But she's an easy target, though. She's lacking, self-esteem. She's really in a dark place, and they're just taking advantage of her.
I agree.
Like,
she's vulnerable. She's very vulnerable.
and earlier in the show, Jen said she had nothing to contribute and didn't want to talk about her life. And I just heard that. Well, why are you on this TV show then?
Yeah.
Right. That's a good point too.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's go to Erin. Homegirl.
Oh, I was about to unmute myself, but I'm already unmuted. So my biggest takeaways from tonight were Shannon saying she got sucked back in to the relationship, which was interesting to me because you weren't sucked back in, you were forced back in. You were forced back in because Tamara got hired again for another season.
But how much of a liar is Tamara? They show it.
She lies. That's what she does.
That girl is a psychopath, like sociopath. Like
that's what bothered me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that she's saying she wants the ranch life. She doesn't want the ranch life. That's an episode. And don't get me started on that because there's so many better ranches that Bravo could have paid for them to go to, like Paws Up or Blue Sky. Like, why did they choose that one? That was awful. That was awful. They don't want to spend the money on it. They don't want to spend the money on it because that cast, it's not worth their pay.
By the way, she wanted to buy a house. I have text messages. She wanted to buy in Palm Springs or in Big Bear. There was no going to Montana. I mean,
and cleaning up shit.
By the way, she bought a $2.2 million house and had to sell it in St. Louis. We talked about it and moved back into her $500,000 house that she and Eddie bought back in 2001. Are you joking? You're gonna all of a sudden go buy another property when you had to sell your house and move into another your house, like the old house. Like it's like. It's ridiculous. Just don't lie.
No, but who's going to be friends with her after
Kelly?
People are scared of Tamara.
They are.
They're scared of Tamara. Shannon is definitely
Why are they scared of her?
It's got to do with Andy. I think it has to do with Andy.
It does. She's in with Andy.
Well, Andy needs to reevaluate his Real Housewives friendships then. Because that was fake. Like
Andy sold this a long time ago.
All those girls are afraid of Tamara, and I was afraid of. I mean, I wasn't really afraid of Tamara, but she's mean. She can do some damage and lie, and people believe her.
But you're not now, right?
I
would never. You cannot be afraid of Tamara. I won't be. I mean, I can see back then, but right now, it's just so. You can see right through it. You can see right through it.
Yeah,
she's awful.
Not afraid.
She's not authentic at all.
Let's let Carol weigh in.
No.
Hey, Carol.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah,
hey,
Hey, my thoughts are that Tamara's a vulgar person and shallow. She's the worst one on the show. Heather's 2, Shannon's number 3, and the best one on the show, Shane.
Me?
I like Shane.
I
thought Shane was
very
used
to like him.
How did you feel about him in the beginning?
Well, I didn't know Shane in the beginning. I thought he was a little twerp and a little bitch.
He's actually funny tonight.
But
he was.
I might not love Shane.
Yeah, you always talk about it.
Always. I didn't get to know him.
Maybe passing the bar got him relaxed a little bit more. I don't know.
I think
that seemed to be the pressure.
Yeah.
I think Heather's just there for the money because she sits back and she thinks she's better than the rest of them because she went to Syracuse, right? So she just looks at them
like it's some kind of
like they're like low life
or some come on.
She just looks at them like they're low life.
Syracuse is like going to ASU basically.
Yeah. So
can we talk about don't be mean about ASU like that. No,
I know. Well, you know what? They have a great business school.
They do torture to watch that.
But football is suck accuse.
Okay, back to the show now.
Sorry.
Can we talk about another episode where they're rolling on the floor, showing their asses, showing their vaginas, showing their
in the underwear?
Who does that at this age?
Why did they have to zoom in on it too?
I actually did write that down. I said, for God's sakes, Tamara is a grandmother. Like seriously, I'm of a certain age. There's no way I would do that. And I don't care how much money I could make from Housewives.
Like, and I wrote down that the producers must hate them because the stuff that they're showing
it's old.
is the worst.
The producers are laughing their asses off. They're like, you're making a fool of yourself. Go ahead.
They don't care.
They don't care.
So that's actually a good point. So when you were doing it, did they like encourage stupid stuff like that?
They don't make you do these things, but they did for Shane and Emily. Like Emily called me crying. Thomas Kelly wanted her to talk really bad about Shane. Like it was to a poor, like she was crying, like hysterical to me, Emily. They're making me want to do this. I'm not going to talk about my marriage like this on a public forum. Emily has some decorum. You know what I mean? She didn't ruin her life like that. She knew she couldn't go out there and say Thomas Kelly put her in a corner and like reprimanded her. You're not going to be on this. You're going to get fired, and like scared her. Like you have to talk about.
So they pressure.
Oh, that never pressured me, but pressured.
Allegedly.
Tamara's husband Eddie is gay, and Tamara has to always be the one causing problems because she can't let anybody see what's really going on in her life. I think, Kelly, you couldn't be on the show right now because Rick is too strong of a man where he couldn't, that Eddie is, whatever. And then Heather's husband, well, Heather, I think, should be in prison for child abuse. And if Heather was really, truly fancy pants, she would never go on a show like this and put her family or anybody through this.
Well, it's all fake. I mean, there's no real relationships between any of them, as far as I can tell. It just seems so forced, and they're all trying so hard.
Even with when they were doing the whole thing on the tussling or whatever, I was like, this doesn't seem authentic at all.
Mm-hmm.
When they
Nothing
did
was
the flashback.
Well, let's go from the beginning. Let's just talk about that.
When they did the flashback with Heather telling Gina, I missed you. It's so insincere. She wasn't even looking her in the eye. She was
absolutely.
I missed you.
That was the fakest scene.
And she talks like she's a this is a dig against kindergarten teachers, but it's like, we're city slickers now. I mean, why is she talking like that? It's like this ridiculous. I can't even imitate it.
I mean, if we took a shot every time she said shamps.
Oh my God.
In my notes.
You do?
My notes.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Notes. Right here.
Would be wasted.
Stamps. I'm like, I can't take that. Yes. It's so freaking annoying.
How about Tamara throwing food for the second or 3 weeks? Throwing gummy
question about Heather.
And then Heather picking them up. Probably never picked up food off the floor in her life.
I know, where they were throwing the gummy bears or whatever.
Yeah,
that was stupid.
Well, no, let's go through the scenes, and talk about.
Okay, there was a scene with Heather where she lifted her arm up. Has she been shaving her armpits? And I'm being serious. It looked like her armpit hair was there. I'm just saying. I just thought that's what I saw. Maybe it was the wine talking. I don't know.
Could have been shadow.
Did anybody else see it?
No. All I saw was Toy Story 1.
Yes. It's a gun.
Can you imitate Gina saying, "This is how I die"?
In the sing song.
This is how I'm going to die. This is how I'm going to die.
This is how with her New York, Long Island thing.
To die.
Imitate.
Camera out. I can't take it.
You know who I felt bad about was Taylor, because you were saying how nice she is. And I feel like she's getting thrown way under the bus because on social media and the internet, they're kind of giving Taylor a hard time over the Heather Dubrow thing because they looked on IMDb.
Heather mentioned the IMDb in the first place, though. Why don't they call her out on it?
Yes,
they don't.
She did.
That's ridiculous. Like, Taylor didn't bring it up. Heather mentioned it, and Taylor responded to her.
Yes, yes. And
here's how I feel about Taylor. She's fine. Like, she's fine. She's like a filler.
Yeah,
she's not. Filler. She's a filler.
I didn't like that Gina was wearing shorts to ride a horse, which you never do. We all know you don't do that.
And then the producers kept showing her boots, her motorcycle boots.
Those were like what are those boots?
Motorcycle boots.
Okay.
But the women last week didn't wear underwear riding a bull.
That's right. That's actually in the little thing with Shannon online with Tamara, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing more of Tamara than I ever needed to see.
Too much coochie.
Yeah.
They drive tractors. They learn how to rope and shovel poop.
I think that was very contrived for the show.
Yeah.
No, this is the part that got me. Heather's like, Tamara's always been there for me for my career and my business. Well, I thought you put your career on hold for 20 years, you dumb bitch.
How about Heather's face? Jen's crying to Gina, and Heather's face was zero compassion, cold, like just nasty.
That's how Heather is. That's actually the least surprising thing. So my question to you, and I love Emily, but when she talked about her daughter and she said something about, oh, this is all good, this is fine that she's doing this, and I actually wrote it down. I thought, I don't think Kelly would do this, and I'm a mom. My daughter's grown now, but I don't know if I would have my kid being in that scene of like, modeling and doing that. I feel like that's such a destructive.
Try to be in theater, and like she tried to do that, like theater stuff. She wanted, actually, she's the one that wanted me to be on the Housewives. She begged me because at that time, at that age, they like it.
It's fascinating.
It's fascinating. They want you to be famous. My daughter was like, please. She hates it now. She's like,
yes.
I don't want to have anything to do with that show at all. Like, I don't like it at all.
It's interesting that you said that, because I remember as a kid, different stuff, but I remember my mom, her advice to me was, you are more than what you look like in the mirror. And I was like, that has always struck with me. And I think about that because your daughter is beautiful. And I think to myself, you've never done that as a storyline, I guess. And so I'm kind of a little disappointed in Emily because I'm like, her daughter is gorgeous. Don't get me wrong.
Emily's always wanted to be famous. Emily's tried to be a model. She tried so hard to be on the show. She befriended Lizzie to get on this show. She tried to befriend me when I was on the show to get on the show. She wanted desperately to be on the show.
Yeah. She had those awesome modeling photos.
Sears modeling.
That's so bad.
Modeling.
Sears.
It's the Sears robot catalog, but yes.
JC Penney's.
But I did think about it from that perspective. Like,
Tamara is such a kiss ass to Shannon. Tamara couldn't stand her. She couldn't stand her. Like, what? She's psycho, like really psycho. At least Shannon had like reservations against her.
Yeah.
Tamara was like, what happened was when I was on the show,
somebody has notes. Erin has notes.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go shoot.
The first note that I wrote for tonight's episode was Shannon equals Two-Face. And then I wrote IMDb, which I'm trying to remember what that was about. It had to have been about Heather's, I don't know, lack of movie experience. But it was just Tamara Two-Face.
Yeah.
It goes back to it was the Shannon conversation.
Yeah. And then she said Shannon was the sister she never wanted.
She's just a bitch.
Oh, that's so mean.
She's so mean. No one calls her out on it.
Is Tamara talking to her children?
Doesn't talk to her daughter. No.
That's a good point.
She just saw her at her other daughter's graduation and said she talked to her, and it was nice.
Well, I talked to Simon. He said they don't talk. The older daughter, they don't talk. I don't think Gina belongs at all on TV at all. But people like her.
They do.
Do you guys like her?
No. I've never liked her from day one.
I wrote, are we talking about Gina?
Yeah.
She's so emotionally immature that I just want to just wring her neck.
Her voice, the voice.
She's like an 8-year-old.
Didn't Jeff Lewis say she's growing on him though?
Who is?
Didn't Jeff Lewis say to Emily when she was on his show that Gina was growing on him?
Like mold, or what are we talking about? Because I'm sorry, I wanted to like Gina. I wanted to.
I tried to like Gina too when I was on the show. I did. I tried to like her. I did. But I was with Thomas Kelly, and the way she would, I'm like, can you help her? Like, can you help her dress? Like, can you do, like, I said, can you do something? He's like, we're trying.
Seriously, I have a 4 and a 6-year-old granddaughter. They could dress her better than what she's doing.
Those
They'd be like,
eyelashes.
no, Gina, just no.
Eyelashes
Just say no.
kill me.
It's disgusting. It's with the shorts on the pool.
You
on
guys,
the horse.
she
I
got
was
a
like, what is
sponsorship
this?
with Hot
What about
Topic.
the long
It is what it
extensions?
is.
Those
They're
big,
terrible.
long yellow extensions that are down here. You're 50.
Nothing good is coming from her. I feel
What
bad
did
for
you
her
say,
because she's
Aaron?
on TV.
I
Aaron,
said
what'd
she
you
got
say?
I said she got a sponsorship from Hot Topic. It is what it is.
Hot Topic. That's more.
Hot Topic. That's
Well,
good.
no,
Those
listen.
boots. Doc Martens. That's what they
And
were.
then-
Yeah.
And then you get these people that say, I like her because she's relatable.
Uh-huh.
She's
I
not
don't want to be
relatable.
relatable to these people.
She's not
agree.
relatable.
Well, how
Okay,
about when she
Heather's
said,
not
"I can't
relatable
do
and Gina's
this"?
not relatable.
How about when she said, "I can't do this"? She gets up and walks away because they're talking about Jen's infidelity.
Infidelity.
But if I were there, I would have been like, who are you to judge here, Mr.
Yes.
Oh, I know you would have said something. I
would've
put that
been
down. I said,
judge.
oh, Kelly would have said
You
something
put
just
your
about now.
boyfriend in while he's still married, and you weren't even divorced yet. And you moved this guy and he doesn't even have a job. Who are you to judge? Who
Right.
makes you the moral compass here?
But
I still
will
don't
say,
get why
I
it's
would-
triggering. I don't even get how it's a storyline.
Because she doesn't have a storyline. She has to make that her storyline.
That's it.
That's why she's a loser.
I will
Yeah,
say
it's
it was interesting at the very end when Heather started to confront her about all that.
Yeah.
And was like, you have some unresolved issues. This is why you feel this way about Jen and her situation. Like, you need to address that with your relationship.
Do you guys
So what
notice that every time you see Heather, she has a resting bitch face?
Oh, God, always.
Yes. But see, she's still tightly wound up all the
You
time.
like this.
I always tell my granddaughters, your face
No,
is
do
going to stay
the
that way.
lips. Do the lips, Kelly.
There it is.
There you
There
go.
it is.
Face.
Oh yeah, the top of where you do the thing with the thing. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, there it is. You should win.
Great.
This woman has so much talent.
Yeah.
All right, I will say this. The other thing that bothered me about Heather, and maybe this is me, but if I were going to talk to my significant other, right, in Gina's defense, ironically, when she was like, I'm going to call Travis with this whole thing, and then Gina goes, no, we're hanging up on him. I would not be okay with that. If I'm going to call my husband and I'm going to say, hey, I just want to vent to you for a minute, he would really be mad if he said, what the
If
hell
I
is
was
she?
Gina, I would have said, step off, bitch. I'm
Step-
not
yes.
I want to
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I want to talk to the person who I trust most in the
Who are
world.
you, the mother of the mother hen,
And
and
then she's
telling
like,
her
Absolutely.
and she's like this, you have, and telling her how to behave.
Because to your point about that, my significant other will tell me the truth.
Oh.
Why is Heather getting in this?
But was Heather like trying to talk to him about saying any, like, does she know that Travis was married and Heather's trying to be like,
Oh yeah, Heather knows.
it was like she was leading the witness a little bit.
I kind of agreed with Heather's, like, maybe not how she did it, but Travis is a boyfriend. He's not her husband. He does live with her, but he can walk out. And if he is, if my boyfriend calls me all upset about, I'm triggered over infidelity because my ex-husband was unfaithful, I'm gonna be like, there's some stuff going on that maybe you're not ready for this relationship. So I understood where Heather was coming from.
Yeah, I did too. I agreed with
Well,
her.
They were newer.
Heather McDonald was like, I was totally on Heather's side on this one. She was like, she did have a lot, and she's like, being an actor is really, really hard. And I get it. Like, okay,
No, I get that part.
I
agree.
get that part, but somebody should have said, you know what, Gina, you're not married to this guy. Like he's got 3 kids that's living off of you. He doesn't have his own house. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a career. What are you doing?
Right, you're not the moral authority there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's just trying to create a storyline.
Yes.
Let's get some final thoughts because we got to wrap it up.
I think we need somebody like you back on the show that would actually start something worth listening to. This is all teenage stuff.
Did you guys enjoy the show?
No.
No, we enjoyed that we were doing this for you.
I enjoyed watching with you.
I
Yes.
Oh,
enjoyed that.
100%.
Thank you.
And let me tell you,
really
it
helps
makes
us
the
out.
hot take so much better because we get it. It's like
You guys, I didn't need to watch this. It was about being with you guys, Rick and
Thank
Kelly.
you.
Like, I did not need to watch tonight's episode.
Agreed.
I was
thank you.
good.
Thank you.
That
Thank
makes
you
me
for
wanna
inviting
cry.
us.
Yes,
Thank
same
you.
for me. Agree. I watched
Yeah.
for you
Love
guys,
you guys.
and I
Thank you.
appreciate
You made
being
it
able to be
entertaining.
here.
That makes me
You
honestly
actually
want to
made-
cry. Thank you guys.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah,
I
you
wrote-
made it
so
entertaining.
Well, we really
write
It's
down-
so
appreciate you.
true.
We appreciate all of you. We appreciate you spending the time to do this with us. And
so nice.
let's
so
do it.
Nice.
Let's
So
suffer through
nice.
another show
Oh.
next week, okay?
Thank you. Thank you
Cheers.
guys.
Cheers
I
to
gotta get
Kelly. Cheers to
drunker.
Kelly. Because I know I know this
So
is
nice.
yes.
It's a good way to break up the week. And Kelly, it's so amazing because I went from watching for you to watching with you. So
Oh.
thank you.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
That's it.
We
That's it.
watched for you, and now we watch with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you. I
It
can't.
was so fun with all of you ladies. It was so
Yeah.
fun. I feel like I was like at a happy hour.
I lost it.
Thank
I
you.
lost it.
I need another shot.
Okay, I'm going to go edit.
Where is this so I can say bye?
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Kelly
everybody.
hug.
Thank you again.
Bye.
I thought that was fun. It was a great way to watch the show.
It really was. It made me. I don't know. I just love our Patreon. Like, I just love my people.
Yeah, me too.
I really do, and I want to thank them very much for helping us out and participating, and really just like a family. Like, they're just there for us, and it's just so. It just touches my heart. Like, I cry. Like, it touched me, and I broke down a little bit.
You did
Yeah.
at the end there. It is like a family on our
Well,
Patreon.
they're just so sweet, and they they actually help us out. And I got fired for obviously political discrimination, and they're trying to help me. They're upset, and they help me out.
Well, if you want to check out our Rick and Kelly show on Patreon.com, just go to Patreon.com and subscribe to our show. We do over an hour or up to an hour or more every week, plus some bonus episodes, and it is like a family. And we do our Zoom call with our party and VIP patrons every week. That's an hour.
Hot now.
Yeah, I started sweating. Oof. So we hope you'll come join us there. And one thing I forgot to mention was that we're doing a summer promotion now for our Pickleball Party Town paddles and balls, because our June Pride Month promotion was so successful.
It was.
It really
We
was.
have to move our merch.
Yeah, we got to move the merch so we can bring in new products. So these are awesome paddles, and
We'll do some for boys, okay? I'm sorry, but since it was Pride Month and it was pink and those are my colors, I thought it was apropos.
They're
However,
beautiful.
we got to just get rid of all of our merch so we can make boy ones. I think these are so pretty.
They're awesome paddles, and they play great, and the balls are fantastic. So the promo for our summer is buy two, get one free. Buy two paddles, get a third paddle free. Buy two boxes of balls, and get a third box of balls free.
This Thursday, we're going to be getting our fence around our pickleball court, and then we're going to be able to play.
Yeah.
So sod off, Jeffrey Gregory. So when Rick and I play, we go like this. Hold this.
Boom.
In your face.
Pickleballpartytown.store. Buy two, get one free.
Please.
Have a great week, everybody.
Yeah. Have a great week.